Hey everyone, it is me again, White Wolf Maya here, back here for yet another video, and today I will basically be explaining some stuff. We all know that Feral Heart is old, and basically my channel with Feral Heart really needs some serious updating. I don't know how my Feral Heart video on how to get a Feral Heart account could be that popular. Like, I don't know whether it was clickbait or something that I did. I don't really care at the moment. I didn't do clickbait, so don't be mad at me for that. But anyway, I will basically be doing a mini series on my channel now, all about Feral Heart. I will be explaining how to do presets, even though I'm still extremely bad at doing presets. I will be explaining how you can get items, how you can probably get textures, how you can get maps, how to fix some obvious problems that I struggled with, and of course, in this episode, we will be going over exactly how to get a Feral Heart account and the things that I needed to fix in my old video. Oh my word. So it's probably become apparent to a lot of people that my old video is extremely oddly shaped. Like, I don't know, I've been rambling in that video a lot without really actually editing it, and so a lot of people ended up pointing out some rambles that actually didn't mean anything, like a waste of time, such gracefulness in my speaking. And you know what, I just said some things that weren't originally in the mini script that I had set out for myself. Like, a lot of things on this channel are not scripted, so the majority of the stuff in that video you should not be taking seriously, just the points that I repeat extremely often, because that is a habit of mine. Another habit that I happen to have is to say certain words that basically ignite my original heritage spark that a lot of people don't understand why I say ja a lot. Simply, I am Afrikaans. Get used to it. That is something that I tend to repeat because it's what I am and, you know, where I grew up in, so I don't see why other people have a problem with it because I repeat stuff. Anyway, so getting back to the original topic, stuff I need to fix in that video to originally tell you what it's all about and such. So basically, that video was meant to help people, you know, brighten up their day by giving them some form of hope that they could, you know, eventually get a Feral Heart account if they were willing enough to do it, like I was. I was extremely willing to get a Feral Heart account, and I eventually did. In fact, about 4 or 5 days ago, the Feral Heart registration was open. You're probably face palming, but that's fine. You guys would have already been asleep by then if you're from America or some other western, eastern country. I'm like in the middle, kind of. I don't know whether I'm west or east. I'm more east in country, such thing like that. I don't even know anymore. But anyway, yeah, basically, to top it all off, that was just an explanation on how to give people some hope that they'd eventually reach it if they were, you know, if they had that goal. A lot of people would just eventually give up, realize it's a game, and go on with another IT server and such. And in that video, I didn't necessarily give a lot of useful facts. In fact, I just rather recommended other really good IT servers and games and threw you in the water hoping that you wouldn't drown. Anyway, so to fix up that video and to hopefully give it more up to date with a better microphone and such, and I'm breathing in here, it's probably not a very comfortable microphone, but anyway, to fix it, I basically just shot you off on other games, and that is, if you are going to give up early, easy way to go through it. I do recommend probably Serial Soup and maybe other IT servers that are really good, like Dawn of Eternity. Someone pointed out it was actually not Dawn of Eternity, it was Dawn of Eternity, I think. Something like that. Anyway, I don't care. I'm just going to call it Dawn of Eternity for the time being. So to fix that, I basically gave you examples of other games to do, and that's fine. And by the way, Wolf Soul is dead and it's gone, but they're creating a new game, so don't worry, don't panic, it's not completely dead and gone, it's still alive. The creator's still alive, and they're planning on making an even better game, so that's going to be cool. And yeah, if you are really impatient, there are a lot of games out there that are going to be so much better if you put the time and effort into supporting the creators of those games. So if you are really interested in supporting Cereal Soup, I highly recommend it. It is a bit laggy and buggy, but it's still like in its early stages, so I'd highly recommend supporting that if you will. And now on to how to really get a feral heart account if you are really that desperate. Now, we all know and love feral heart, and ever since the newest update 1.15, I think it was, feral heart has kind of been messed up. This one right here, as you can see, is the new feature tunnels. It's kind of cool, you know, but we all miss the old bonfire island and stuff. It was what we all feral hearters really lived for, you know. So a lot of people kind of just saw the update 1.15 and went, oh, feral heart is kind of like not that worth it anymore, kind of, you know. But the more I looked into it, you can actually now download the old maps again for yourself if you really want to. It's on the forum. And if you ever need even more help, go and look on the forums and ask for help. Like, seriously, you first got to look at the basic help, though, because there are obvious answers there that you would facepalm if you had saw it. And basically the simplest answers came up. But the problem is feral heart is that complicated. You learn basic coding just from playing. Like, honestly, it gets like you learn English camera panning and stuff like that. Why do we even learn camera panning in English?
1 minute 37 seconds later.
Off topic again. Anyway, so if you are really entirely, you know, dedicated to getting yourself a feral heart account, I highly recommend that you first of all maybe just make like 2 minutes in your afternoon, maybe every day, to just check up on the feral heart registration and then leave it like that. Maybe 2 minutes every day if you can, but maybe, like, you know, check up maybe once in the afternoon or once in the morning, and, like, you know, make yourself a tiny little, like, some form of roster that you can follow, kind of. If you are honestly that desperate, you can create yourself a little roster and stick to that. Otherwise, I can recommend some times for you. Definitely not 1 o'clock midnight, because that is a stupid time. I know a lot of people might have gotten their feral heart account staying up that late, but I have stayed up that late so many times. I have lost so much sleep and am now probably an insomniac thanks to that. You are not going to get a feral heart staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning, mind you. Do not, please, if you are still in school and want to get this game, please don't stay up at midnight. Don't believe those lies. Just don't. They're really stupid. And I mean, I used to say, like, don't trust people in getting you a feral heart account and such. And that is definitely a huge part to play. They can basically manipulate your characters and stuff and ruin your life if they are really that mean of a person and such. Otherwise, you know, they can give the password to other people as well, so now you're not the only one playing that, and then the other person thinks might have been the creator who, you know, got rid of that character, but in fact it was the other person playing that account. And it gets really depressing when you make characters and then the other person also using the account doesn't know what's going on, or you're playing and then midway you get logged off for some odd reason, and it's because the other person is logging in. It basically becomes an entire mess. So I wouldn't necessarily trust people, you know, a lot of the time with making feral heart accounts for others, but if they do it personally and heartfelt and such, then some people you can trust. However, I wouldn't recommend trusting a lot of people with that specific, you know, genre on the internet. I would not recommend them giving you out free accounts and passwords. It's just not right, because they can basically do anything with it, and now you grow an attachment to that account and it's just ruined for you. And it just becomes so weird and freaky, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend you. And some might buy the account and then end up getting a fake feral heart account, fake password and everything, and then that account ends up not existing, which is actually considered fraud, and they can honestly get reported on the internet for that, and the police can hunt them down and find them. It gets very, very intimidating. You can trust me on that one. But anyway, another thing is some recommended times again is you could try during holidays, because often, it's holidays, everyone's from, home from work and such, and just relaxed and like, no worries in the world and such, and so on and so forth. And I'm pretty sure the Feral Heart creators and they just, they hang around too, and so they'll open up the registration a lot more often during the holidays. Like, I can definitely guarantee that, is it's open a lot more during holidays and such. So if you are the one to create a roster, I recommend spending more of your time in the day, just adding maybe another few minutes to your roster to go have a look if the registration is open. Just like stop by the registration every now and then and see, what problems people have on Feral Heart so that you can avoid it too when you finally have it. Okay, so I think that is the majority of my video covered for now. But what about the basic Feral Heart game? Is it really worth getting an account now in 2018? Like, already? Feral Heart gets kind of old, and like 1.15 kind of ruined Feral Heart for a lot of people, especially with all the dance moves. It's just not the same Feral Heart as it used to be. I mean, you can get new animations and stuff, but that's a lot of work to go through, and it doesn't feel the same. So instead, you could probably try to get another game that has the old Feral Heart feel to it, but something new and bubbling, full of personality in its own way. But I guess, like, with the brimming amounts of new people, loving the idea of creativity and making things, there are going to be a lot more games than just Feral Heart you can play. Take Cereal Soup for an example. It's amazing. It has like these own stories to it, and the Feral Heart animations are probably not even in comparison to what is going to turn up if they keep on with the making of this Cereal Soup game. I mean, you can play more than one thing, and the textures you can play more than one animal, you can overlay markings, and it's all in game. Really, it all is in game. The only problem I have with Cereal Soup is the fact that it crashes if there are too many people in one world, so you might want to rethink that. And yeah, I think Feral Heart, is it still worth playing to you? I mean, it's an amazing cinematic thing, but I haven't really seen any new Feral Heart videos as of late. It's just been kind of empty. But I guess, like, there'll always be those Feral Heart fans adding more to the game, updating it for new players and such to enjoy, the newest trends in Feral Hearts, like new songs, new memes, new maps, new games, and items, dedicated to those games inside Feral Heart. You do role plays and such, but you can't really hunt and stuff in this game. It's more or less just for chatting. But then again, the newest VR chat has actually come up as quite a bubble of excitement to a lot of people, because it's just basically a place where people can get together and chat. And I guess that's what Feral Heart was originally meant to be, is a place for people to get together and, well, chat and role play and see each other's movies and stuff. And I guess that's what it's all about, creating movies and things other people will enjoy. But then again, what's a community if, well, it's dull? What's a community-based game if the community isn't really that active towards one another anymore? And I think the newest update, it might have added some new maps and features and stuff that are really cool, but like, I really miss Ascension Island and that feeling of like, happiness and accomplishment once you finally gain to the top, and now you've got this. I miss the old ice desert, the tundra, and that was like really cool. I really do miss that, because it was so different from like Bonfire Island that had that giant Lion King stone that everyone enjoyed, and then the all famous feature tunnels with literally a couple of bushes every now and then, and the all-famous road to the top abyss that everyone loved. I mean, I got up there a couple of times. I felt accomplishment. Yeah, I felt really accomplished when I got to the top road, but now it doesn't really seem as appealing anymore. So, that I'm not really sure. It feels round about the same, but if the community isn't really that active anymore, I mean, what do you really have in this game? Because it's a community-based game, and if the community is not active, the game's not active, and therefore considered dead by many. But I don't really consider Feral Heart dead if there's still plenty of people playing it, and still plenty of presets and things coming out, and new item packs and such. It's all gonna be fine. If you really still want the nostalgic Feral Heart experience, then you can get that here. But maybe if you want to learn to download some more maps, we can go over that in the next episode, and I guess I'll see you guys all then. So I wish you luck. Go ahead and get yourself a Feral Heart account. I wish you the best of luck. Never give up, never surrender. Bye.